Hi, Charles County. I'm Brian Gomez with Media Services from Charles County Government, and we're here at the Regency Furniture Stadium for the second night in the Mixtape Concert Series, where tonight's performers will include Milk Mountain, and the Plain White Tees. All right, we're here with Tom Higgenson from the Plain White Tees.
What's up, what's up?
Thank you for joining us. How are you today?
Good to be here. You know what? Me and Tim, our guitar player, played a acoustic set in Austin last night and then had to get up at 3 a.m. to come here. So I feel like I should be way worse, but I feel great. Okay. Like, I feel like the adrenaline's kicking in. The show's going to be fun. What a beautiful venue, stadium. Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
So first question. If there's somebody out here this is their first time listening to the Plain White Tees, how would you describe what your sound is?
Well, it's funny because, of course, people know us from like Hey There Delilah, 1, 2, 3, 4, Rhythm of Love, which are more, acoustic love songs, which we've got more of those. But a lot of our stuff, we came up kind of in like the Warped Tour scene. So a lot of our stuff is a little bit more pop punk and upbeat and more like rock that people, I think, maybe would expect. So yeah, you kind of get a little bit of everything. There's like you'll be able to kind of dance and bop around a little bit, and then you'll be able to cry to Hey There Delilah if you want to. So you get kind of a little bit of all of it.
So you've been doing this for almost 3 decades. How would you describe the journey so far?
Whew. I mean, it's always an adventure, You would think that like starting out, we were just a local band in Chicago, and then we toured for years and years, kind of like living in the van, like getting from city to city, show to show, making enough money to basically, afford gas to the next show, right? And you'd think that's the hard part. But then honestly, once we started kind of blowing up with like Hey There Delilah and that whole album, we worked our butts. Like that was like flying every day, radio shows. We'd go to 3 different radio stations during the day. We'd do some TV thing. We'd go to sound check where there was like a sound check party or something, play a show, get on a red-eye flight, and then do it all the next day. So that was like even harder work, believe it or not, than like, kind of sleeping in the van and stuff. And then now since then, it's kind of been, up and down. Things have slowed down a little bit, but we, every time we put out an album, things pick up and there's tours and there's all kinds of stuff. So yeah, it's always, it goes like this. It's always like an up and down, but at the core of it, you get to make music with your friends and you get to play in front of awesome crowds. And so that's kind of why it never gets old, because it's fun to be creative and then fun to share it with people.
So you've been on tour a lot this year. Is there anything that you really enjoy and something that you really struggle with when you're on tour?
Well, I mean, one of the main struggles is just being away from like family and friends, that's been the bummer the whole time, just having to, leave people back home for a while. But I mean, like I was saying before, like just being able to play this thing that you created, this music that you believe in and that feels so personal, to the band and everything, to be able to play that every night in front of a great crowd who's smiling and singing along. I mean, that's kind of what makes it all worth it. So, it's a tough balance, but it's, like I said, we're still having fun with it and enjoying it. So, cool.
Well, speaking of your music, is there any particular song or songs that when you do perform them, it's just like a really great experience every night?
I mean, is it dumb to say Hey There Delilah?
No, of course not.
Because even though that's like, a lot of artists, like, they'll like roll their eyes at their, playing their hit song or whatever. But honestly, for us, it's so fun because obviously that's the song that like people, they love that song. It's our biggest song. And so everybody gets excited when we play it. Everybody's smiling. Everybody gets their phones out. It's like a moment, and you feel that. You feel that energy from the crowd. And that's kind of the point. That's why you write songs. That's why you learn how to play the guitar, you know, because you want to connect with people. And so that song is kind of the ultimate, you know, band fan connection at the live shows, obviously. And yeah, I wish every song had that excitement and that energy, but glad that we at least, you know, have a few.
All right, and last question. So this is, you know, the Mixtape Concert Series. If you were to make a mixtape, what's a couple artists or songs that you think are a definite include on that mixtape?
Ooh, that's an awesome question, actually. I actually listen to a lot of music that's not necessarily like Plain White T's. I have a solo project called Million Miler. That is, if you guys gotta check it out if you haven't. But it's kind of like a fun hyperpop meets 80s thing.
Sounds
so
like
I would,
my style.
Yeah, I would definitely put some Million Miler songs on my mixtape. There's a group called 100 Gex that I really love. They've been a big inspiration to me the last couple years. And then, of course, throw it back a little bit, throw some Beatles on there, some Michael Jackson, Jimmy Eat World, The Strokes, kind of The Weeknd, kind of eclectic, but somehow it all makes sense in my mind. I don't know.
All right. Well, thank you for taking the time to, you know, let us interview, and yeah, hope you have a great show tonight.
Yeah, good talking to you.
Be sure to join us on Saturday, September 6th for the third and final in the Mixtape Concert Series, where the performers will be Jay Holiday and Dru Hill. For more information or to purchase tickets, visit explorecharlescounty.com.